Hello Commanders, and welcome to another day in Star Trek Fleet Command. In today's video, I want to talk about away teams. What are away teams? How do you get started? And if you are a seasoned player, maybe let's talk about different things that I focused on, where I see value in the away teams, and hopefully there's something I can mention that you haven't thought of or haven't explored yet with away teams to take full advantage of them. So first off, how do you start? Well, first off, you have to be at least level 8, which, by the way, you should be able to do that in day 1. You have to unlock the Shuttle Bay node in the station research tree. So if we go into our station research, or our research building, I should say, in our station tree, it's right here. Unlock Shuttle Bay. Okay, and then once you have done that, you just come to back to your station and you build the sucker. Okay, so mine currently is upgrading, so I can't show you the benefits right there that you get from the building. But I think as a second option, what I did was I opened up STFC.space. So let's go there. So here we've got STFC.space, which if you don't know has great information for ships, buildings, all sorts of stuff. So we're here, and this is what you get from the Shuttle Bay. And I just put in level 40. You don't have to be, you can put your own level or the own level of your building and see where it goes. But just to get an idea of what it gives us, weapon damage bonus and service award efficiency. We won't look at the research today. That can be topic for another day, just to save time on this video and to really focus in on the away teams. But that can help you get that research done more costly or more cost efficiently. And then it's going to add weapon damage to your ship. And who doesn't need to do more damage, I ask you? And if any of you raise your hand, you're in timeout. Just kidding. Anyway, so that is the building. Now let's jump in and talk about some of the missions that I find super helpful. And I think it's interesting. I think it was a great mechanic when they came out with it. And obviously there's things that they could do to add more value now that we've gone past it. But the away teams was a way that Scopely came up with, and I think it fits the Star Trek Next Generation very well. But you have all these officers that you just don't even use anymore. So why not get some value out of your officers, right? Get some extra value. And so they came up with this wave where you can send them on these away team missions once you leveled up your officers and their officer traits, which we'll talk about that as we go along here in a little bit. But you can get some pretty good rewards. First off, I want to talk about these purple missions, the epic missions. You do have to start off by running the rare missions and these common ones to get the items to run these. But since I've done it for so long, I never run out of credits. Never, ever, ever. So plenty to go. But I bank 1 or 2 of these. I try to have 2 because they have the Battle Pass event that is for away teams. And it used to be that you would be able to just complete it by completing these missions. You get so many points for common, rare, epic. And lately they've been doing it where you can do that, but you also can spend a little bit of trait XP. So either you don't want to you don't want to spend trait XP, or you want to save your trait XP for some of these bigger skill upgrades, I guess we can call it. And so I try and bank 1 or 2 of these so I can complete that event just with this. Okay. Secondly, I try and look for anything that has faction credits. So you've got your Federation, Romulan, and Klingon. I've got this Imperial strategy one running right now, and I can start this Address the High Council. And we'll do that in a second. But the Imperial strategy, let's look at that one. So I've got Sharvanek, Betor. Someone tell me if I'm pronouncing that right or how to pronounce that. Okay. And then Livis, just pick him without even remembering his name. I don't use him hardly at all anymore. If you look, for those who don't know, just really quick, if you see these 4 areas where they could have dots, Sharvanek has 3 and Betor has 1. Sharvanek has it corresponds with what we have over here with the little box over here. She's got the leader, tactical, and warrior, and Beator has the manipulative. Okay, and so I've leveled up mine quite a bit to the point where I have a critical chance of 95%, and this goes up as you increase these critical traits down below. Okay, and then so what you want to do is you're trying to get this ratio right here, or this multiplier I should say. I have a 1.44. You want to get that as high as possible. The higher this is, the greater your rewards are going to be. You want to shoot for at least 1 so you can get the rewards. Anything higher is going to be just additional benefit to you. I have noticed, and this is something that you will see, that as you go up in operations level, the difficulty of these missions will go up, but so will the rewards. So one thing you will want to continually focus on is anything in research that increases the stats of your officers. I personally have a couple of primes. That was a choice of mine to buy those because I felt like there was good value for the away teams, for my ships, all sorts of stuff, right? So it's going to depend where you're at, but you'll want to look at these and see what value you can get. I'm currently at the point where I'm at like 80 or 90% for each of my Federation, Romulan, and Klingon missions. So I'm getting around 3,200 per away team completion when it criticals, which is most of the time, almost always. So that continues to make sure I keep getting those faction credits. Okay, so you want to focus on those. What next? The away team lead expedition. This one right here. Let me show you who I have set up there. I have Nero, Kirk, and Pan. This one's at 88%. Kirk is not quite max. That's impulsive, and intimidating for Pan is not quite there. Your epic officers are more costly to promote or to get their skills, the critical traits up, than the rares. So that's something to consider. If you have a rare that you can throw in there, they may not have as high of stats, but they're, for this multiplier, but they're still going to give you the chance for the critical get up there. Okay. So there is that one. See if I have any others here I can show you. You'll have some of these for the Axion chips. Those are always good to go for. And probably the other one that I can't show you because I don't have it listed here is there's a number of missions that will give you not a huge amount, but they will give you broken ship parts. So a lot of players will go out farming those into deep space for their daily turn-ins, which just gets more expensive the higher up in operations level that you go. But you can also run those here to limit how much you have to do that. I'll be honest, it's really not much. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it was like 11,000 or something, maybe. My turn-ins for that are 3 times that. So it doesn't really help out too much, but in the lower levels, it should help you some. And any chance you can get some of those, you may want to run those to help with that as well. So just something to consider. One thing that I did want to go over, so those are the 3 I kind of look at. I forgot to mention that there is one for Latinum. And I'm going to put so you have it in the description below. I'm going to put a list of on a website I found for all of the different all the different missions that you can run. The Latinum one I run has Riker, Eurydice, and Deanna Troy. So that one's a little hard because they're all epic officers, but I think I get like right now with my operations level and where my officers are at, I think I get like 26,000 Latinum, and that's a 1-day mission. So that's not too bad. And it does show up fairly frequently. So that's a really good one. And we always need Latinum in this game. If you're listening, Scopely, we need more. More Latinum, more speed ups. Some of the things in the game are just insane how long that they take. So, which of course they won't do. You know that because people buy packs for speed ups and Latinum, and it's a spenders versus free to play. It is what it is, right? So anyways, one thing I did want to talk about, though, is I wanted to hop in and talk to you about, I can't see it here because I've already completed mine for the day, but when you complete your one mission a day, let me show you. So give you this currency, this trait XP, and this is what you use when you are upgrading your officer's abilities in the game. Let's see if I can find. Let's just scroll down a little bit. Sure, let's look at King. I don't really have any for him. But you come in here and you can unlock the trait. So it only costs 1,500. That's to unlock Diplomat. And then you spend trait XP. And every time you have to unlock one, it has a significant cost. But then you can start unlocking the levels for that. So first you have to do is Diplomat, then Analytical, and then finally Leader. And I don't remember the exact cost, but I think for the final level of the third trait, and all the costs are the same for epics, was something like 107,000, I think. It was over 100,000. And when you look at that and you're like, man, but my dailies only give me like 1,000 a day. You know, how am I ever supposed to complete that? And you might want to do it if you have some mission that is really beneficial to you. So what I have found, and this is one of the reasons why I run the Jem'Hadar or the Bajoran solos, is when you do your turn-ins, and I won't go over this here, this is room for another video where we talk about doing solo armadas, but as you do your uncommon loot exchange right here, you're going to get 4,100 trait XP for every chest. So for every couple of days, you can do a turn in here. And for me, it's like 12,000. I think it's every 2 days. That's pretty awesome. So you can just kind of start stocking it up through your dailies and through running this loop, doing these solo armadas, and eventually you're going to stock up a good amount of trait XP for your officers. So that's kind of a highlight of the main ones that I run. Like I said, the main things I'm looking for are the ones that have away team credits. And for those who don't know, let's touch base on that really quick, actually. So if we go to the away teams here, you can get a reputation for your factions, which is helpful. But what I like the most is it can really help you get ships. So warships, you can get survey ships. You can even get, if you're high enough level and you're not trying to get them just to build, but you can get, say, like the D3 or Mayflower. Where's the Mayflower? Is it out of order, or is it just not showing up? There we go. Okay. Mayflower, other ships that you can build up and scrap for G4 material, for example. So that's a common strategy. Personally, I'm a Enterprise junkie. I joined the game to get the Enterprise. I got the level 34, and then I had to get the level 50 when I got to that point. There's a lot of players that say completely skip those and just go to level 53 to get the G5 uncommon, which, you know, is very possible if you plan accordingly. But I had to get it, and it's like 1,000,000 credits. But I was able to come in here and grab a, 1 or 2 a day. I'll show you the cost. So if you get 1 a day, it's like 4,400, right? If you're grabbing more than that, then it's not as cost effective. Scopely math for you there. But they basically don't punishing you if you're trying to do it too quickly. And so it's not as efficient. But there were a number of days where I was just grabbing 2, just trying to get as many blueprints as possible. I know, but it's 650. There's a lot of blueprints to get for that thing. So I had to have it. So I used the away team store to kind of reduce the costs in faction credits that I had for that. So I'll look for the Federation Romulan Klingon credits. I'll look for away team. Try and run that as much as I can. I'll look for Latinum and speed ups. So all these things can add a huge amount to your game play. And hopefully there's something in this video that you found helpful, whether you're a beginning player or whether you've been around for ages. Hopefully there's something that you're like, hey, I didn't know about that. That's something that I could do. I certainly wouldn't ignore it, because I think there's a lot of value that can really make your game a lot easier and help you get to the next level. If you have liked this content today, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. I'm still trying to grow this channel. I'm going to be doing monthly Battle Pass giveaways. We have a new arc starting next week, so feel free to join the Discord. I'll put the link in the description below. I'm also going to put a link in the description for another content creator, Lube. He's got a great officer tool that you can use to help you look at different officers and their traits and just all the different things. It's a really great resource for you. I'll also put a link in the description below for the different missions found on the website. There's different missions that you can launch that are really, because you may be like, I want to have this mission, but I don't know, or I want to have this benefit, but I don't know who's the best person to add for that. Well, this website has a list of the different officers and their traits, and that may be helpful to you as well. So hopefully this information is helpful. Hope this improves your game. And feel free to leave comments below with any questions or comments you might have. I do read those, and I learn so much from each and every one of you. So thanks so much, and have a good day.